Oh yeah, that was
So I would
crazy.
just run around sprinting with the laser out and just hip firing everybody. It was like on a map like Shoot House or like a map like Shipment,
my
it was just
God.
disgusting. It was I don't
Yeah,
know. That's how COD just ends up sometimes in pubs.
It really
though.
is, and like, even when like the way that I play COD now, like I don't play ranked or anything. It's like my friends call me, and they're like, "All right, shipment 24/7," and we just go and like
Yeah.
just
They just added like the party games playlist that I saw the other day when we were setting up here. I haven't had the chance to like play much COD at least in this season so far. But I've always loved party games like this. I saw that they had like one in the chamber gun game and everything. I'm like,
Gun game's great.
I might have to hop on
gun
for
game
some
is
of
my
that.
favorite. One in the
Bring back Sticks and Stones though. I don't know if they have it. But
I love that game. Black Ops 1 was my first Call of Duty. Sticks and Stones, one in the chamber with the 1911.
oh yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I love that.
See, I'm a few years behind you. I was Black Ops 2, but like I
Still
still
a goated game.
Yeah, I know. I still like stand behind like I might be young, but I love the fact that my first COD was Black Ops
Stop
2. Like
calling me a boomer. I know
think I'm
old.
older
Me
than
and,
you, but my
me and
first COD
Jobin are
was-
old, okay?
My first COD was Black Ops 3, just because my mom was not gonna let me get the Call of Duty at age 10.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is what it is.
yeah, I finessed my cousin Devin. He's I think 4 years older than I am.
Oh,
Me
that's
and Black-
actually 4 or 5.
No. 4 or 5 years older. He's like 20, 28, about to be 29. Sorry, Devin. But like he was like he let me borrow Modern Warfare 2 for like 2 days, and he's like, "Yeah, give that back. I need to.
Never
I need to,
gave
I
that
need
back.
to go. I need to go back in the intervention. Like you're not having this game." But by the end of it, he let me have Black Ops 1, and I'm like, "All right, say less."
We take those.
The L97, the sniper, I believe was L97. There's too many numbers, but like
Yeah, I know.
but like
Especially because they
so
changed
good.
them. They changed them by like 2 digits every single game.
I know. And like yeah, the AK-74U and the Commando in that game, perfect.
Yeah, definitely. Up next, I mean, the Saints took I wouldn't say an easy hardpoint game, but when you look at the stats, I mean, we didn't get to see like the starting of that first game as we were kind of strapped for setup here, but I mean, they were taking those last few hardpoints pretty consistently, and they didn't seem. They didn't seem super off their game. I mean, I'm going to be honest, they had a rough series against Davenport yesterday. They took that 3-0 loss, and, you talked about them being the 2 seed. Davenport came in as the 6 seed and just played an amazing series yesterday and took down the Saints. And I think we're kind of seeing the Saints like back to it here up against U of M.
Yeah, I think I watched a little bit of it yesterday. I believe like Priestley and Bendy are like Bendy can't play in CXP League because he's too good. So like
Isn't it because he plays challengers though?
yeah,
something like
he
that?
has,
Yeah.
he has a certain amount of challengers points that he can't play in CXP, which means like you're basically too good to play in this league, which is like
Yeah, I mean,
little
that's
interesting.
almost like a compliment to it. Like, you just take those. If you're
Yeah, you're
Bendy
just like,
sitting there, you're like, look, I'm
all right, thanks for the
I'm better.
gas.
Like, I'm stronger. I'm better.
just
too
fucking doing
good.
the-
yeah.
but
Suffering from success,
yeah, really
Yeah.
suffering.
That was a tight game right there. That highlight. We just got JMU
Florida Gulf Coast.
took that 250 to 243. I'm not sure. Are they? That would be the same division as us. No, that might be the Eastern Division, possibly, with a few Florida schools in there. But
Yeah, I don't know where JMU is, but Florida is definitely East Coast.
yeah, I think Saints. So I think we're here in the Midwest Division, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't.
Yeah,
I don't know
me.
what-
Yeah, I don't know where.
I don't know.
Me and Ryan
We're
are both
Eastern
from
time.
like a few hundred kilometers. What would that be in miles?
We
I don't know.
literally live 5
We're
minutes away
far
from
to
each
the
other.
east, yeah. So like when we
Far
come to
Eastern
Windsor,
travelers.
when we come to Windsor, it's
I-
like it's a
we're still-
weird shift. Being that like some of these leagues, they don't count us
qualify
as
as for
east,
West.
even though like everything else is like we're east.
Yeah, and like there's
Eastern
no.
time.
Yeah, it's super weird that this is Midwest because like even when our games they were like 11 p.m. and we
Yeah.
wouldn't get out of here by like 1 o'clock some days. Shout out Wichita State for that one. But going into S&D
Throw some
here,
shade
it's a
more.
3v1 versus Relazed. A bit of a struggle. Bomb is planted on A, and the setup is in.
Yeah, we didn't get to see the initial like 1-for-1 that came through with Priestley and Blame, but Bendy and Blaz pretty well just taken down off the bomb site.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got Relaz. I mean, only an AR in hand. We got to see really what he can do. Like, I believe him here. I believe in him. Don't get me wrong, but you're getting spotted out. You're kind of just going to be trapped in this building. Look, they're already cutting off all angles.
Yeah, it was his
there it
last
is.
mag too. Yeah.
Yeah, you need some kind of miracle play there, especially when you have to reload too. That's not happening.
Yeah,
And a team like Michigan not going to let that happen either. You got to keep that in mind too.
no, definitely not. And especially like the TAC 56 hits, but it doesn't hit
does.
that hard. But it doesn't hit
You
as
have
hard.
to hit those headshots for it to really delete somebody.
Yeah, like when you're running up against two Vaznevs, like there's literally no chance.
Yeah, even at long range, like if it's just two players shooting you back, you really got to be like locked on to some heads, or else you're probably just losing that gunfight in the sense of there's more bullets flying at you.
Yeah, the spray transfer's really got to be in. But Saints looking at this A site, looks like Blaz and Bendy just kind of watching mid, trying to get some angles. What an angle by Blame.
Yeah, we've seen this before. You get the little toe angle, and then you just get to watch crosses.
Just
First sniper shot going.
just go for the dogs. Try and get the bomb down. Priestley is planting. Bendy, nice headshot.
Yeah, like it sounds funny when you tell somebody that, yeah, start of the round I just watch for toes, but like I mean it's pretty well like it's pretty well how you take the win in these rounds here. You see though, I mean the fact that Blame wasn't able to find that first pick pretty much just allowed the Saints to have this entire A site here. Assassin last one alive. Same situation as Relaz, 1v3.
Nicely done. But
That's
yeah,
looking good. Tie it up.
yeah, solid 1-1. But yeah, like you're saying, you just gotta aim for toes. Gotta tickle the grippers a little bit. But Saints, yeah, literally the exact same round, a 3-1 final, and securing the offensive win.
Yeah, like quite literally almost the exact same round the other way.
Yeah, is that just how this map is designed, or is that just
Like that's
How's
just
it going?
that just
It's
kind of
a
happened in
small
terms of
map.
kills,
Yeah.
but yeah, honestly, I think that's one of the reasons I like it more on search though, is because it's so small and you're almost just playing these floors is the thing. You're playing the elevation, you're playing rotations, and that's one of my favorite parts of COD, at least when I was like really playing specifically MW 2019. It was like I love just popping dead silence and just like trying to outplay your opponent on the rotation. Like, in my opinion, when you can just sprint and keep sprinting and you're hopping through windows, jumping down to a different floor, and then you just end up behind somebody and they're just lost, it is hilarious to me. And it's like, it's one of the more satisfying parts of COD.
what made me stop playing MW19 was the 725, dude. That shotgun.
Yeah.
The sniper shotgun, you mean?
Yeah,
shotgun.
yeah, that sniper, you mean? Yeah. That was, yeah, keep in mind, I bought that game day one.
Yeah.
And, like,
So
I
did I.
Oh my
continually
God.
played it until I couldn't deal with it. And then,
Yeah.
like, thank God, I got to hand it. They did fix that game, and they did make it, like, a great multiplayer experience in the end. But, boy, were those first few months
Yeah,
rough.
that was
All due to Warzone, by the
All
way.
due to, yeah, when Seasons came out, multiplayer got better at the same time, but it was because of Warzone.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna actually balance the weapons instead of just having the M4 and the MP5 just melt, which they continuously did regardless. But like they made it more even so that like you can use other guns.
Yeah, that's true too. I think one thing that really pushed me away from that game towards the end of its life cycle, though, was the snake shots. Like the dual snake shot secondaries. Like,
Yeah,
you just get
that was
deleted
nasty,
on
yeah.
any map. You could bring them into Warzone as well. And even, this was when Cold War was out. They were still really good too. But I would go back to Modern Warfare because I loved Search in Modern Warfare. I thought it was just so much fun to play in like a 6-stack. And even with Cold War being out, and then like I went back, the snake shots are just
They're still there.
violating me.
They're still
I
there.
just have nothing to do. Like, it's kind of, that's the problem. Sometimes the balance just throws me off certain games, but I think most devs fix it eventually.
They get there eventually. Now that no one plays the game, they just play MW2. But I'd say like making that transfer from MW 2019 to Cold War was definitely my favorite because like I started with like Black Ops 1 and like each Black Ops game was like continuously my favorite, and so like to get another Black Ops game was definitely nice.
Cold War was fun.
How did you feel about Black Ops 4?
Black Ops 4 was kind of mid.
Okay, thank
Like
you.
I
because-
really it like respectfully, I know Brandon has his like some
his
interesting
list
some
where he says
interesting
Vanguard is
opinions
his
where
favorite
Vanguard
over,
is
like-
his favorite game, and I want to like
yeah, like sure,
question his,
sure, Brandon.
Yeah, I want to
I hope you hear me.
quick head check on that one because Vanguard was horrible. But like he was saying, like his playstyle really matched the game, but like that game was ugly.
Yeah, I don't know.
Played the beta for that game, and I was like, I'm not buying this, dude. Like, there's nothing they can
Yeah,
do
I
to fix
bought that
this.
game.
So,
Like,
so did I.
I mean, luckily, here's the thing. I always have, what do I want to say? Like, I always have an excuse where if I buy a game and, like, I don't like it, it's like, it's okay. I played it, so now I know it better for casting, right? I can, like, know it a
Exactly.
little deeper,
Copium, yeah,
kind of, like,
copium.
know the...
Copium.
Yeah, but
It's called copium.
it's still just coping for my $80, but nonetheless. Saints actually take that one in the end. It kind of came down to the wire there. They're keeping this even.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
we're-
think there's been a defensive win yet.
No, I don't think
Very
there has been.
attack-sided map.
Yeah.
And not a single B-side push either.
I mean, if you look, every time I see, or not every time, the first time I saw this map in search, like the attackers spawn, I thought they were the defenders. It just seems like when you
It's
look at
such a
them, they're
weird-
so close to that A site on that one side that like it almost feels like they should be the ones defending. Like you're waiting for the players to push through the double doors, right? But that's the defender's side. I don't know. It almost seemed flipped to me. Like I feel like it should be flipped, but
Yeah, and the
that's
problem
just me.
and the problem with B-site, it's like it's so
Nade.
far out, and you have to cross.
Was that a nade or a car?
That's a car
No way.
explosion for that one.
Damn.
But yeah, like trying to go to B on this map is next to impossible because if someone has, especially in search, if you have a sniper and you're holding mid, no one is getting past you
That's
to
true.
go to B.
That's
so you
very
just kind of
true.
have to take it and go to A because you're so close. Number one, and then you just have to you have to cross mid, and they're struggling to cross through. Like you have to snake, you have to dolphin dive between the trucks, and like try to avoid Bendy at all costs.
Yeah,
But-
like I mean, you saw Lord Memory there. He was actually taken down by a nice double from Relaz, but Lord Memory, he's snaking through this kind of truck area. This what is that? I think it's like P4 on hardpoint or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but around this truck area, you saw Lord Memory had to snake around, dolphin diving through. He finally spotted out Blaz and was able to find a kill. But at that point, you've played your hand, right? They know you're over there. They know the team's kind of working towards that B side, and now you see both players down near B as a bomb is down too. This is going to be tough for Assassin.
Yeah, like there's no chance.
It's just
Like
it's
if you
tough.
lock down A site on defense, you win the round. Because then you just have this when you're sitting on the stairs, crouched behind the handrail,
Yeah.
which the handrail blocks shots at sometimes.
Does it actually?
Like it
Like,
causes less. Like it's like a wall bang, so it causes less damage. But like if you hit it, you're taking less damage, and then you can just with the TAC 56 just
Yeah,
beam
and
from.
that's one of those things too where like you could just randomly hit that right with like bloom with your spray and not end up grabbing the kill
I know.
just because of the
it's-
lower damage. But
It's.
I mean, luckily the guns here in COD, at least attack 56 and the Vaznev, which everyone has kind of just like
You have
taken
to.
to using, they're gonna
You
kill
have
you
to.
regardless, right? Like
Yeah, any other non-G8 guns, they are not it.
yeah, I have seen some people. I think it's the
The Vel-
P90
it's like,
or
it's the MP7, but they call it the Vel.
yeah,
46.
that one. I have seen some people use that in like
seen it-
ranked at least.
I was
Like I
gonna say,
see
I've
it
seen
in
it
ranked.
twice. I've
I
seen it
s-
twice in competitive.
I see a ton of like other loadouts using like CDL ranked, but yeah, I don't see like actually in pro play anyone use anything except TAC 56 of the Vaz.
Yeah, and like going back to Cold War, like we had the Milano pulled out a couple times by Envoy when he was on Optic at the time. Like we saw the Milano a couple times, but like
Okay.
the slow shooting was so rough that you couldn't like it was barely usable.
Yeah. So I was one of the people who like I thought the Milano was really good
was-
actually.
It was
I
good.
started using it right around when like Nuketown dropped in Cold War, and I started using it on Nuketown, and I was like, hold on, like this thing, once you get
It hits.
once you had gotten like the bullet velocity up and like gotten a few attachments for it, it definitely hits. And I don't think it became popular until Warzone.
Yeah.
People started using it in Warzone. People realized it was actually really good, and I think it's one of those things where people just haven't tried out all the builds. I think there's guns in MW2 that could probably be better, but like nobody's gonna take the time to theory craft a build with like some random SMG when the Vaznev is already strong enough.
It hits, and like you can. The other thing is you can shoot through everything in this game, similar to Vanguard. Like you can just wall bang.
You can pretty
everything,
much shoot through everything.
and the Vaznev is a part of that, and like it's great. Like the door, like I.
Any of these like double wooden doors here, any of the ones you can open, but also over towards the A site, like the double doors with the archways.
Yeah.
Shoot through those.
Like I like that they have doors, but like make them steel or something.
Yeah.
Like when we were on vacation in Boston, we were with Parker and he's just like shooting through the wall. Like, all right, that's fine. Like no problem. And like just like through it was on Fortress and it was like that like with the two-story building and he's just shooting through the bottom door right at the beginning of spawn and it's like, oh, someone's dead. Like, okay, that's great.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
you didn't even see where you were.
It's like you can see. Yeah, there's just too many ways you can shoot through things in this game, I think, and it's almost like you see like Valorant post plants like that as well. There was like a Haven post plant in Valorant where you could like shoot through the floor in like sewers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
hit B, and it's like stuff like that. It's like, okay, this is just like a little too much. Maybe we should make it so they actually have to see somebody to find a kill, possibly like Relazed here.
Ooh.
Nicely done with the kill. I believe that was.
This is gonna have to be a 1v4 for Relaz, so that's gonna be a tough one. Sees blaming Assassin on that backside, and there was another player rotating around to pinch him as well.
Has there been a defensive win yet, or has it all been on attack so far? Seems like it's just
There
going
was
back
one.
and forth.
Saints had one defense win
Yeah, because Saints went up by
because
one
they
for
because
a
they had
sec.
to go B.
Yeah, for yeah because they
Michigan had to go B.
Michigan tried to force B, and it just didn't end up working. Yeah, Chris in the chat, you Michigan, very good S&D team. I mean, makes sense. I mean, we're seeing it here right now. It's not often that we see a lot of teams really like stack up against the Saints in search. I personally think the Saints have been a crazy strong search team all year.
Yeah.
And but at the same time, anyone within these like top 8 seeds of these playoffs they're gonna give every team a run for their money, right? It's coming to the point where like everything's starting to converge. We're just here at like the top teams.
Yeah, like it's playoffs. Like everyone's like in go mode. Like they're ready to go.
Keep in mind, this is losers round as well. The Saints dropped down yesterday. This is like loser goes home.
Yeah, it's like losers round, number 2 seed, number 4 seed. Like that doesn't
Kinda
make-
crazy.
That doesn't make sense. Like obviously number 1 Northwood.
Yeah, I actually wonder who Michigan, who
Lost
took
to.
down Michigan.
Yeah. Every time I try to open the eFuse website, it's like, oh, you love our desktop experience.
Yeah, you love
so
the
I can't.
desktop
So I
experience.
don't know, but I know Northwood. Obviously, Northwood number 1, and they have been constantly for almost every esport, from my knowledge. But I wonder who the number 3 seed is.
Yeah, the mystery number 3. I have no idea. Do you
Probably
know?
another Michigan school, realistically.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
Northwood's
It's
in
one of
Michigan
those
too,
things with
isn't
it? Yeah.
here in like the Midwest division. Usually we're in some kind of North or like East division, so I don't exactly know what schools are all in here. I mean, we took a look at the bracket yesterday. It's schools that we see very often, but I don't think I didn't scan through the whole thing. It was a pretty large bracket, right? We're more so looking for our Saints matchups here.
Yeah, and they're also going through 4 different leagues
different
at the same time.
divisions, yeah.
So like, you kind of have to pick and choose where you're trying to find the information.
It's weird that all these like northern teams are like so cracked at esports.
Yeah, so number 3 was Alini, and they actually got swept by Davenport. Similar to the Saints in that fashion.
I'm pretty sure I casted a game with them. I think it was me and Alex casted the one game with Saints versus Illini, Illinois. I
I think it's
know.
Alini, no?
They have 4 different names for one team, and I'm so confused. It's Illinois University, but they also go by Illini or Illini. I don't know, but the former or current Optic Texas player Dan Ghosty was on that Illinois
Yeah,
University
no,
team.
that was a big thing for I think for the CCL in general is when like a
Yeah,
CCL
it's like a
player
big thing.
got a contract for the CDL and like moved into pro, right? It kind of just showed that college can be a path to pro, and like even if you don't find your pro contract by the time you're 16, right? Like
Yeah, that's the
you
thing.
still got it. You still got it.
Yeah, and I was watching a bit of the major this weekend actually, and like shout out Zuma in the flank because they're also there. But they had Ohio State University, like the CollegeCoD team, go on the flank and like discuss what CCL is, and like I know Zuma's co-streamed CCL as well, like a couple times, and he's like bringing the whole college scene up a little bit. So
Yeah. Well, there
really
was the
like to see it.
one I remember seeing like clips going around where like Nade Shot was like they were facing a CCL team in ranked or
And they're,
something.
like-
I don't remember which squad it was, but yeah, they were
They
playing
got
a CCL
smoked.
team. They got smoked,
got
and
smoked.
somebody in Nade Shot's like stack said something. Oh, hold on, this is a 1v1.5 right here.
It's getting intense.
It's gonna
Oh.
pop though.
Oh, he
Lord,
died to the ball, but they win the round.
yeah, they take the. That's the thing. Priestley has to go for the defuse there, but he knows it's not happening. He's just trying to stay alive for streaks at that point.
Yeah, yeah. Michigan on match point though. Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a round 11 here. I mean, it's
Yeah.
been 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, 4-4. Now we're 5-4. Saints just got to win your attacking round. You haven't had a problem doing it in the past here. So we're going to have to see if they can cook this one up.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I've noticed the entire time. A side is open every single time. Like they have Merc and Assassin just holding the doors.
It looks
Well,
like
we don't see a lot of teams actually push through those doors.
No, because basically it's like when we were watching the Northwood Saints game on Tuesday when they were playing Pearl. You just have to play post
play, yeah,
because
play
you
retake,
can't
yeah.
like that Viper Harbor combo. Like you cannot defend. Like every time I was talking to Alex afterwards, and I was like, yeah, no matter where you
Through
look.
the wall.
Oh,
There's the wall banks to
Priestley.
go for
Okay.
Priestley. That's a
And we
good
are
trade
now
at the
in
end. I mean,
11.
we're headed to round 11
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but as I was saying, like no matter where you look on the map, you cannot see anything when their util is in use, and it's the same thing with this. Like obviously not the same util that Valorant has at all whatsoever. But like you just have to play the post play.
There's still stuns and like there's still lineups for these, right? You can still
Yeah,
cook
yeah.
a frag, and we saw that a lot in Vanguard actually. I
Yeah.
remember very often in Vanguard you have like small control points, and people would have lineups for frags, and they would just like have two players hold one, so that even if they're slightly off, there's two frags popping on you at once. You're pretty
what
well
is-
just.
What
dead.
what is he doing
What is
here?
this angle?
Do you
So
think he'll like not get spotted through that
I don't.
that little grate
Maybe
though?
I would
maybe
imagine that
grate
it's
is
insanely
bulletproof or
That's what I'm
something.
saying. No, yeah. What if the grate you just straight up can't shoot through it?
Well, if it like lines up perfect.
It would honestly make sense.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Merc take some damage in the back, but nobody to fall yet.
Yeah, they're playing this real slow.
I mean, it's round 11, right?
Yeah, you gotta.
you can't force your hand here and just get shut down. Like they peek out of this building right now, and you've got three Saints staring them down. It's gonna come out to can Priestley find a good shot when somebody tries to cross? There's a
Yeah,
trophy.
I'm looking at Assassin.
Relaz actually spotted him in the grates, which is insane. I don't know. They definitely got their notes in. Like they got
Yeah,
like he plays in this spot.
Yeah.
Watch for this. But Michigan taking their advantage,
Yeah,
trying to plant the bomb, get the bomb down. Bendy looking at maybe pushing this a little bit. But Blaz,
Yeah.
that was
Good
a bit of,
trades there.
that was a bit of an ego peak and it kind of cost them there. Priestley also got taken
Oh
down.
no, yeah. Relaz has
looks
his
like-
work cut out here.
1v4, bomb planted. This is not looking too good.
Finds
gets
the
one
first
out.
one.
Is it gonna
No
go crazy?
Daddy available hurts too.
Yeah, that's if he gets one more kill, he might be able to get it.
Gets it within 20 seconds. Let's go.
But
And then he has to defuse too.
yeah, he has to get there in
12
10
seconds,
I
yeah.
was gonna say he's got to get there with 7.5 left. Like he's got to. It's the crazy thing. It's like you have that timer, but like get there by 7.5, and then just go through.
Yeah, that's a tough round to start through. The second, because Blaz jumps through there, tries to finish off Blame, but I mean, you have no intel about what's actually on that
Yeah, he just
site,
got
and
shot
there's
on the
three
side.
players covering that as well while the plant's going down. See, Relaz 2,100
Yeah,
damage
that's
this
insane.
game.
Yeah.
That is
I think the next
insane.
highest was 1,400.
Yeah,
which,
he's putting it
wow.
on.
Yeah, it
Holy.
was 12 and 8, but they still have the scoreboard glitch where it says they have 8 kills but 46 damage and 20 damage.
Oh yeah,
It's
where
it's
like,
just an
is it
in-game
because
glitch that they have.
isn't it because like they leave the lobby right after? Because like we all know COD, you gotta
No,
you
if
gotta
they
restart
left
that
the lobby,
lobby.
no, if they leave the lobby, their whole
Oh,
name
their
would
whole
be
thing's
gone.
just so it's just a straight up bug.
It's just a straight up bug.
Yeah, unsurprising.
But yeah, Michigan, like I was gonna mention it. Like they had the advantage just by the Spectre or Cortex side. Like they planned it out so that they would have attacking side round 11 if need be. So like it was kind of a pick and ban win off of that one.
Yeah, no, and that comes out of map vetoes, right? It's smart plays, just from the team, from the coach there, and they get that attacking round 11. I think we saw what? Yeah, 1 or 2 defensive round wins that entire map. Makes sense that you see Michigan come through on that final round, take the attacking win. Saints just a little overzealous trying to get in there initially, and they got punished for it.
Yeah, you have to take those risks at the end of the day. Like you have, I believe it's 45 seconds to defuse the bomb, and then you're in a 2v3. Like you got to make the push. Like at some point, like you got sometimes you just have to send it, and sometimes you get costed for it. But like at the end of the day, like you got to make your peaks.
Yeah, no, 100%.
But now, Expo Control. I've seen one map played. I had no idea what I was looking at, so I'm really excited to see this control point.
Yeah, it's weird. So the outside, so there's a control point in that, like, I guess, what are we calling it? The conference room, kind of like you said. Yeah, we'll call it the club.
We'll
We'll call it the club.
We'll call it the club.
So there's that point, I think it's B point in the club there, and you're pretty much just holding that whole stage, but there's also an upper floor to the building with like 4 windows that can look down onto it.
Okay.
So you're kind of playing that like snake game around a few of these podiums, some of these like it's kind of like the black like what are the words like the roadie cases, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the black like audio boxes, yeah. Like you're kind of just like hiding behind a bunch of those and then snaking around, but other than that it's pretty well wide open. And then A site is outside except for one little spot that is in this little like
it's like in a hut or something.
yeah, kind of a little hut. And there's no doors to it or anything. It just kind of walks through. It's like this little tunnel with like 2 spots in each corner where you can kind of
the point.
Yeah, and it's on the point, right? You'll see it once we get into the map. It's hard to explain without just like seeing
confusing.
It's I mean it's pretty straightforward, but yeah, it's like a roof and a walls, just no doors and like
It's
a tunnel.
just there.
But there's also little spots you can like kind of nudge yourself into the corner and be out of sight until someone like jumps and
Has to actually go.
has to actually go and swing you, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you can't. You can hide in there and not just be like shot out from afar, which is like the rest of the site, right? The rest of that control point, you've got
just in
3
the
buildings
open.
around you that everyone can shoot at you from, and it's just out in the middle of a courtyard.
Oh, that's gonna be interesting. So, well, I'm assuming that they're gonna hit B site first. Whoever's on attacking, they're gonna go straight to B, try and hold it down.
We actually saw A,
A was
because
the main-
because of that inner part that I was talking about. A actually seems to be like the preferred site for a
Starting.
lot of these teams.
That makes sense. And it they
B-
probably get it
B
with
has-
like 30 seconds left,
Yeah, something
and
like
then
that.
they get like a minute on top, so like a minute and a half to secure the B. So it's not bad.
And the B site too is there's other than the upper like hallway there where you can kind of shoot down from and get some high ground. Other than that, it's another situation where there's like
There are, like,
2 or
2
3
doors.
entrances. Yeah, there's like 2 doors that you can really come into that room from, and once you have players holding those, you can feel pretty confident about the hold. So I think most teams are going to leave it towards the second one.
It seems more secure, like at least for.
But that's the thing. We're gonna have to see how it plays out, right? I've only casted 1 map of Expo so far in the career here, so it's a new map. It's fresh, and we're just gonna have to see.
Yeah, all these maps are new to me. I haven't cast a single one yet, so it's all interesting and new to me. I'm just absorbing it all in right now. But it's really interesting. It's much more fast paced than any of the other games I've casted. Like I know Rocket League is fast paced, but for the FPS games,
Thing is, Rocket League is fast paced until it's not, right?
Yeah, it
And
was just
until people are
COD
just
back
playing.
and forth.
COD in like a respawn mode is like almost always fast paced because you've constantly got people alive. Everyone's constantly finding each other in gunfights, and you at least get consistent action to come through. That's the one thing I can't give COD is like it's exciting, especially you see a nice play come through, like any kind of clutch in COD where the movement is on point, the shots are on point. It just looks really smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely really smooth. Just watching these players master the movement too, just dolphin diving everywhere. Sometimes it looks goofy through the wall and it just
And
down,
this is a game where they tried to nerf movement in this game too, and it is fairly nerfed in comparison to older
Yeah.
CODs,
Yeah,
or
'cause
more recent CODs at least.
Yeah, because basically all the new recent movement except for Cold War was based off of 2019, and then they were just like slightly tweaking it to not make it
busted.
as,
Yeah, like,
crazy
could you-
as crazy as
Could
it
you like
was.
slide cancel and stuff in Vanguard? No, right?
But
it would-
it wasn't as easy, but you could.
Okay, true.
And it's the same with this game. Like you have to have like insane macros put in. Like
Yeah,
if you're playing on mouse and keyboard,
I
you
do
just
remember it was
hit
something
macro
about like
and
yeah,
you
it was something in
fly.
the beta where it was like you slide,
Double ADS.
jump, switch your weapon, switch it back,
Yeah,
and like
throw
ADS or
Semtex
something.
or
Yeah,
some- yeah.
like who's gonna do that consistently unless you do have a macro? Realistically,
I was talking to KMC about it because she's like a dedicated, like she's on COD Academy.
I mean, yeah.
And she plays nonstop, and it's like,
like that's
okay,
yeah.
like,
She's
what
a
is it?
COD player.
yeah. She goes in, but she's like, yeah, you have to slide, jump, throw a Semtex, switch your weapon, like double
Yeah.
tap Y,
Is it even worth
and
it
then
at that point?
slide back up. I'm like, and you have to do that in like what, a half a second? She's like, yep. I'm like, okay, like I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm just gonna run and jump peek.
Yeah, like
And
I don't need to like I already like have to remember enough combos playing fighting games. I don't need to
Yeah, I
remember
don't-
I don't need to remember my strings in COD for how I need to slide cancel here, but
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
it's cool that it's available, right? And that people like found it out, but you got to be like almost just insane
you have to be
to do it.
dedicated.
Yeah, you have to be insane to do it, or you have to be like macros on like a keyboard or mouse or something, which is like less impressive, but
And, like,
it's in the game.
And like in
I'm never-
competitive, you can't.
I've
play it.
never, yeah, you obviously you can't do that, and yeah, you're on sticks regardless. But I've never been one to be like against macros in games though. Like if you have a bro, you get any mouse and keyboard at this point, they can all do custom buttons and stuff. So
Yeah,
like
we can just-
if you're just gonna make it so you click one button, it does 3 buttons. Oh well.
Depends how like complex macro I think.
Yeah,
but,
like it depends how complex a macro is, but like if it's
some
just
frame
slide
perfect thing you clip through and like
yeah, maybe. But if it's just slide canceling, right?
Yeah,
you can
it's not too
slide
bad.
cancel all you want. You can macro all you want. You still have to shoot at people. You still have
Yeah.
to aim, right?
still have
I
to
don't
have
think
gunny to do
obviously it's like a little advantage or like it's a little
Macro that aims
convenience
for you.
yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. A macro that aims for you. I'm pretty sure that's just called
no,
aimbot.
that's
I'm
not
pretty sure that's
aimbot.
just called hacking.
No. It's a macro.
Yeah,
It's a macro that adjusts my mouse for me.
Yeah, word.exe/macro.
This
Like
really
that's
cool
what-
AI macro that just like puts my
I can see
crosshair
through
on
the walls.
everyone's
It's
head.
crazy.
Yeah, for some reason my character just spins and looks at the ground and like just like insta flicks and I get a headshot and I don't know what happens.
Just
That's
a macro.
The CS,
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
just a
CS
macro.
classic right
Yeah,
there.
the CS.
You get
spin
into a
button
CS
classic.
game, somebody's just spinning around in their spawn, you're getting shot through the floor with an auto. Okay.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. But like, especially because like Dust 2 is like the main thing, but you can't just spin bot peak mid anymore because they patched
Yeah,
it where
because they stopped it. But
they're like, oh, so that's good. But like, yeah, at the end of the day, yeah, I'd like.
yeah.
I've never used macros because I'm kind of stupid and
You're
don't
not
know how to
cheating, I'm kidding.
don't know how to do it. But like,
Trust me, if you have like any brand at this point, whether it be like our lovely sponsors HyperX or like any other company there, Logitech, Razer, whatever,
they have macro
peripherals,
buttons on the
every
keyboard.
single-
Yeah.
They got macro buttons on the keyboard. Every program has things where you could.
Macro.
Most of them can just straight up macro any key on the keyboard. You could
Yeah.
change your S key to be like an insane macro if you really didn't want to move backwards in game. Like,
The only macros I used were for like MMOs because there was like a whole list of like perfect crafting recipes and I was like I'm not learning this. I'm not
My,
learning how to cook this like perfect thing
just
by
M1.
yeah. I
My,
was just like,
mine was
yep.
mine was Elder Scrolls Online. That was
Yeah.
where I really I played like Final Fantasy 14 and stuff.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Elder Scrolls Online got me for like a good year and a half. I was in that game, and then Yeah, it just kind of like fell out after some. But.
Yeah, me too. With MMOs, it grabs you for like a good couple months, and it's your entire life. And then
Yeah.
you're like,
But then
well,
you.
now I'm gonna go back to the real MMO, which is life.
Yeah.
The best MMO.
The real MMO.
Yeah.
Gotta grind up those grades.
Yeah.
Grind up that money.
Yeah.
What's the next map? Expo?
Expo Control is
Yeah.
next. Just seeing some highlights from the Florida Gulf and JMU. It looked like a really good game.
They're grabbing highlights for these. I'm not exactly sure if there's like a second stream that
we
those
right
games
in
are
it?
on, or if they've just got
Yeah,
in
8
like
points
an
already done.
observer grabbing highlights or something.
Yeah.
Already, okay. So here you can see what I'm talking about. You've got these little
Yes,
barriers.
29.
You've got the little roadie cases there, and up top there's like 4 windows that eventually the glass breaks and they're just open, but you can
Okay.
shoot through those, and it gives you some high ground for that. For Laz,
Aw.
not ready for the guy to peek on the right.
Oh,
But yeah, 8 point already secured and 2 ticks on B. And they have 2 minutes already. Like, the Saints are in a good position here.
but Merck's going a little crazy right now.
Yeah, but and then for,
Yeah.
for
Oh,
control,
yeah, Laz. Oh my God. Yeah, I didn't see it.
yeah, he's 6-1 at the moment. That's insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, for control, like you have a 30 live limit. So like you'll see it's super fast paced at all times, but when a team gets
Yeah,
to
it gets
10
low.
kills, slows down immediately.
Yeah, because the second it gets down to like, single digit kills, like 10 kills, nobody
gotta
wants
slow
to be untraded as well. Everyone needs to like find those trades. Assassin.
Yeah,
Just
that's
in
a
between
weird
two
spot.
That was an interesting spot. He's like right in
between the
between
chairs.
the chairs there, trying not to get naded out, but the Saints right now just cleaning house in that attacking round. Holy. We didn't even get to see a point.
No.
Yeah.
A little too busy on the replays, but yeah, Saints taking that one. I think there was like still like a minute left on the clock. Like they flew through that.
Yeah, no, they picked that one up very fast, and I mean, we didn't even get to see them grab the time bonus. They were just at B by the time we got in there. Michigan now on the attack. Okay, we saw them in search. They're clearly nuts
They know what they're
on
doing.
the attack. Yeah, they know how to clear out a room. They know how to get in there. So the question is, are they going to be as dominant as the Saints were here?
Seems like Saints are carrying the momentum into this game though, with
Yeah, they're
that
going
kill
for
rate
B
off the bat,
first.
and Blaz just continuing.
Oh, that would be so. I'd be so pissed off if I saw someone in that upper room. Oh my.
Oh no!
Priestley.
Jeez, priest. Oh,
Oh, my
we got 3
goodness.
down. Saints have lost 1 life.
That was their first. Yeah, that was their first death there. That was a lot of untraded kills for the Saints.
Yeah,
Holy
they're
moly.
holding it down. I think Michigan's kind of.
Do you think they just have
Yeah,
like a
look at the
vendetta
mini-map.
after
They're
that
gonna-
search game? They're like, hold on, like you took us to round 11, took the win in like 4v1 fashion. We need a bit of a dominant game here. Maybe the Saints.
Yeah, and look at where Blaz is. Blaz is just chilling. Like he's just making Michigan just spawn up in the top left corner of the mini map.
So
like,
this
he's
is something
just sitting there.
we saw this a little bit yesterday. You can kind of spawn trap on this map.
Oh,
The Saints
no.
did it to
mean, it's
believe it was
control.
Ball State yesterday. Was that it was Ball State or Wichita? I don't remember which one actually had this map in the pool, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they were pretty much just sitting there. Spawn trap. They got about 15 lives off of it before it was finally broken.
That's insane.
Michigan.
And like it's control. Like there's gonna be a spawn trap no matter what map you're on. Fortress, obviously, thank God that it's out because that was the worst. The Boston Breach literally got eliminated from their major because of Fortress control.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I remember
I mean-
watching that series.
I mean, like they were also playing FaZe, so like highly likely they were gonna be eliminated. Like
Yeah, I mean,
FaZe has been dominant for 3 years in a row, no matter what game it is. But like to lose because of a map is so irritating.
yeah, especially Fortress was an interesting one because there's options to break the spawn trap, right? It takes, Priestley to hold an angle like that and try to find both those kills. You can find those kills and you can break the spawn trap there. Now you see these players starting to move towards A, but in the other on Fortress, right, you almost couldn't break the spawn trap was the issue.
Yeah, if you have one guy sitting on the top truck by P1 on the hard point, and then
Through the
you're
monitor.
you hold
Bendy, what did the
entire
monitor do to
cross.
you?
Yeah, obviously little bit upset. Maybe Benny has a vendetta against his monitor. Maybe he had to
Yeah.
punch
It was
a few
only
times.
60 hertz,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
he wasn't feeling smooth enough.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Holy
definitely wasn't-
Bendy. Got a vendetta against Michigan as well. 5 seconds. You're about to take this 2-0.
Yeah, he might get that kill streak up.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they're holding that top A site in the bottom left corner of the mini map, and they're spawning at B.
That's the thing. There's been no. I've tried to explain this A site to you. We still have yet to actually see it
Like,
because there's
see,
been like, okay,
because
where
nothing happened.
where Lord Memory is in front of right now. That's the little like
Where Blaz
tunnel
is right now.
hut. Yeah,
That's-
where Blaz
that's
is in there.
inside the point.
That is inside the point. The point ends like at the end of there when that kind of slope starts. Yeah, that entire intersection, and it opens up on the other side as well.
That doesn't make sense. Like
No,
obviously,
I was very
'cause
confused
like,
when
if
I saw Priestley like capturing it from there first time on the map, and then I kind of like realized I was like, hold on, that barrier for the point that's like there. Those are those arrows.
Yeah, like that. Like obviously, if you have 3 different buildings you can shoot from, it makes sense. But like, you can just 4-stack camp in that corner. Like I don't know what's behind it because we haven't really seen it. But like, you can just camp in the corner and sit there and just.
You can kind of see the inside of it right now. Relaz kind of looking in
Okay,
there.
so it's a throughway.
Yeah, it's a throughway. There's just a short like there's just a little gap on that right side where you
Yeah, yeah.
can hide behind, but you have to be on the opposite side to see the opposite corner, if that makes any sense.
That's insane.
If you get my explanation there.
Yeah, I get it. That's insane.
So yeah, maybe. So here's the thing. Yeah, you're outside. There's a million different spots that you can get
But then they just
taken
have
down
these
from. But then there's
2
just this
buildings
little
to
hut
cover.
on the inside here. You can see Blaz playing inside. Now you just get to hide behind that corner.
Mhm.
They're not actually gonna find this though.
They do have 2 ticks on it though, so they might. Oh, a little bit of a friendly fire there out of Blame, but they got 2 ticks on it, and you can slide through. Like Blame trying to hold the spawn kills, or trying to make them spawn by B, but getting shut down.
This should be secured. I mean, you've got
Yeah.
3 players on it. Look how
They're
fast the
they're
progress
3
is going.
second. It's no problem.
And yeah, and Michigan at that point you see it going halfway through the
That's
last tick. Just move to B, or yeah, just head towards this next control point. But
Yeah.
it might not be enough if Blaz and Priestley are going to keep finding multi kills like this. They've consistently kept the live lead this round, not as dominant as the start of the last one.
Merc
But
just got.
you're sitting here on attack and you're finding like close to spawn traps. Like how is this
and
happening?
That's
Right.
4 dead too.
This is just a dominant
look
control
how,
map.
Look how
from the
far away
Saints.
that they're spawning too. Like when they die, we can't see it anymore.
Listen.
But like they're spawning at the very bottom right
Yeah.
corner of the mini map, and like B is like up at the very
That-
top. Like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's a long rotation. Rotation there.
Yeah, Michigan needs to find something different here. You know, it's just, they're getting 3 out right now. It's like not looking
Yeah,
good.
that's it.
That's
Yeah, you take
Yeah,
3 rounds
there's-
in
Oh,
control.
what?
That's the game mode. Yeah.
3.3. If you get 3 rounds of control, that's it.
Wow, okay, yeah, they
Yeah.
can't find anything different. They're just gonna have to hope for the next
Yeah,
game.
and I want to give I want to give Michigan a little bit of slack, considering it's like almost
It's
a
a new
brand new
map.
map, right?
yeah.
And we saw them on Hotel, we saw them on Fortress.
Like they were
that,
holding up.
That was not the Michigan that we saw
Yeah,
on
yeah.
those first 2 maps, clearly. But the Saints they're looking comfortable on Himmelmat though. I mean, they seem to know the spawns very, very well. They seem
Yeah.
to be ready for a lot of these rotations in time, and they're just kind of like one step ahead of that Michigan side when it comes to like rotations, holding these angles, and those spawn traps in general.
Yeah, they definitely been practicing it a lot because, like, obviously with the new map, like brand new to the game as well. Like when it was introduced into the map pool, like you definitely have to get I almost swore. Like you definitely have to get a lot of reps. You definitely have to get a lot of reps in, to understand where the spawn points are. Like how in this replay, Blaz is just sitting there, not doing anything, just holding it so they spawn top left.
Yeah, you can see him in almost every replay. You actually see Blaz's
There's
player
someone there at all times.
Yeah, because it's such a great because that's your one other option to rotate towards A that isn't this entire rest of the map where your team is going to be. So you just have one player holding that for those rotations, and then if they do get killed, okay, we just set our sights towards A. They're going to try and make this cab.
Yeah, just GG go next. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty much all you have.
That's
to
how
do.
the Saints feel after this one. 3-0. GG, go next.
Yeah,
Yep.
they were flying on this map. And yeah, 3-0. Love to see it. Now we're going to be going to Hardpoint. I forget what the map is. But yeah, looking at the mini map bug. Bendy, 19 and 17 with 500 damage.
Yeah, that's fucking.
That don't make no-
That's insane.
That don't make no sense.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Yeah, Blaz 11 kills, 445 damage as well. That could like technically be possible.
I mean, like
If you're
each
only
player
getting
was
like the
one
last
shot
two hits of everyone, yeah. Like there's obviously games where it could definitely be possible, but sometimes you look at these stats, you're like, Lord Memory did not only do 209 damage that game.
Yeah, with 11, and like he was tied for most kills.
Yeah,
on
and
his
it
team.
says
Like,
so. Okay, no, look. If you look at it, it's only grabbing 1 round's worth of damage. Damage per round is the exact same as total
No,
damage. So
there's-
like for Blaz and for Bendy, there is only taking one of their rounds of damage.
Oh yeah.
Is that their
Huh.
like
That's
highest
really
round
weird.
of damage?
I don't
or something,
know.
or?
I don't know because everyone else had like the average,
That
right? And it
can't
was
be-
split
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
Um,
like yeah, because it said damage per round was the same damage. So I guess like it has a bug that it only pulls 1 round of damage, but it's weird to see because like it pulls full map damage for some, but then just 1 map for some other people.
Mm-hmm.
But JMU, I'm pretty sure this has to be East because Chris was saying Illini is number 3 for Midwest.
Yeah, so this has to be
definitely
a different,
East Coast.
at least a different division here.
Well, yeah, 3 versus 13. Like Florida is definitely holding up. They do have like obviously they're down in maps, but they're holding up nonetheless.
Yeah, is this? Did it say this was a highlight or is this live?
I think this is live. I think
I want to say
Yeah,
this
'cause-
looks like we're inside of the game right now.
yeah. Dan just reeled me in. It is live because like
Okay.
what I do for COD Challengers is I have 3 observers sending their feeds to me at all times, and we just keep swapping
Pick which
back and
one,
forth,
yeah.
back and forth. But yeah, live game. I really like this map. I hate the swimming, but I love this map.
I hate how the swimming. Also, like they got these anime skins, which are kind of sick. I hate the.
It's all that.
I hate the. I think we're all other than you, Ryan. I think we're all wearing like anime sweaters here today. Shout out Crunchyroll.
I got the tattoo. Like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
he's got
you're
the.
good
He's got the
forever.
One
I got
Piece tattoo,
I got the
so-
Luffy tattoo. So
Yeah,
it's okay.
it counts.
All anime fans here.
Yeah.
Men of culture.
Of course.
I do have a My Hero shirt under my golf shirt here, but like,
Yeah.
I'm not
The
taking off all
TSM
You
the-
layered up, man.
the TSM.
Yeah, the TSM My Hero.
My
one,
Hero.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, no, this Hydroelectric, I like it because the hard points play really well, and like it's just different, right? We see so much hotel, we see so much.
Yeah,
Not
everything.
embassy. Why am I blanking on the name? We see Fortress Hardpoint a good amount
Fortress
as well.
Hardpoint happens. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens pretty often, I'd say. But the problem with the water is that usually when 2 players meet in the water, it's almost like these players have like an unspoken agreement that they're not going to try and like surface and shoot at each other.
Yeah, it's the rule
It's
1
just-
of Rocket League.
Yeah, so it's basically just like you have to wait until a teammate comes and starts shooting at somebody else, or you
Yeah.
just have to leave and like take your info, right?
Yeah, and like the animation when they're hovering in the water, like their legs are just sprawling.
Yeah, they're
It
just, like,
looks
flailing.
hilarious.
Like it doesn't look like they're treading water. It,
No,
does, like,
It looks like they're just going side to side and just
Yeah.
like throwing their legs around.
That's the COD classic.
Yeah, but it definitely adds a new element to the game, and like I like that part of this map. Like you can just swim and go across the entire map almost, or like get to different hard points or whatever throughout the map, and like it brings a new element of the game, and it's something new.
Yeah, they should add a map that's just a big swimming pool, big water park, slides.
That would be an interesting party game mode.
Yeah.
Like one in the chamber swimming.
And you could actually use the gun underwater. Well, you
Yeah.
can use secondaries underwater, correct? Or do you have to
think-
surface for them?
I mean, in competitive, a lot of people just run the combat knife. Just
Yeah,
to,
so
like,
you don't see
just
it
to get
too
that attack sprint speed.
I love when I see people with the just with the X12 and they do the little pull-ups like on the walls.
Oh, yeah.
We see
yeah.
it on. We do see that on actually
on
on
the ladders and
LSClo a
stuff,
lot.
too.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
like to do that on LSClo with a lot of those windows and just a lot of the barriers in general.
Yeah, and like Embassy Hardpoint too, when you're climbing up the ladder for P3 up
Mm-hmm.
on the top
Yeah,
there,
you can do that as well.
and they just like
The little 1-2.
just do the little funny peek. Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I think obviously a lot of people just like the combat knife. I personally run the combat knife in all my like ranked classes. I mean, me talking like bronze player here. You know, I've played 4 ranked games this whole season.
So
but
have I.
yeah, I mean, I like the combat knife. I like to sprint around at high speeds, and I find that my SMG does me good enough. So I have been more of a Vaznev player though than the Tax 56.
Vaznev is definitely the way to go.
I still sometimes
it's
there's like a
map
part of
dependent.
me that's just like the recoil feels a tiny bit too much compared to my TAC 56, but I just love the speed. I love the versatility. Like I'm an SMG player through and through.
Yeah,
Like my favorite gun in all of Call of Duty, MSMC, Black Ops 2.
Yeah, 100%. MSMC and the AK-74U. Those are the 2. But yeah, like it's very map dependent on which one that you want.
Yeah,
like-
that's true. And I think you know, we go back to our series a little bit here. Priestley, perfect example of map dependent. We
Yeah,
see
definitely a
him
flex.
flip between AR and SMG straight up, just depending on the map, depending on the game mode, sometimes depending on the side, whether he's attacking or defense, he'll switch that one up as well.
Yeah, and like that's where I go to Optic because like Optic's just like ingrained in my brain at this point. But like perfect examples like Illy or Ghosty, Illinois University ex-player, like they can just like switch like not like it's no problem. Like they know their pacing for both guns. Like they know. Okay, now I just have to sit back and chill, like Justin here. He's like, I'm just watching this angle. I'm
Oh,
just
I
sitting
like
here.
that angle, the angle on the dome there. I've never actually seen
I've-
someone play this before.
I have never seen this either, but it's
Is he gonna spot?
Oh,
he
yeah,
actually
he
does
does.
spot web there too.
way.
That is a great. That is a great angle.
Yeah, going back to these weapon camos, I'm liking the weapon camos. Like, has the anime skin, the Sakura
That was
Vaznev, like these some.
They're clean. They're clean for sure.
Yeah, my favorite is like just the straight up like green.
That Vaznev is nice. No, I see what you're talking
Yeah,
about there.
that's sick.
That was
Holy.
nice, yeah.
But yeah, I also like that how they have just like plain colorways. Like they just have like pink,
That
white,
was one of my
blue,
favorite things.
green.
I started throwing those on almost every weapon because it's just
Yeah.
I'll just make my weapon like bright blue. Like I really like the I think I unlocked it through the pistol actually when I was trying to get my like auto pistols leveled up.
Yeah.
It's just like a bright blue kind of like
see that?
the ragdoll.
Yeah, but like it's just like a nice thing. Like it's like
Just
it's
one color, yeah,
just nice and
simple
subtle.
color. Like I just set it to that light blue one that you kind of have, and I find it's clean on most of the guns.
Yeah,
White, just the white works as well.
The white's clean.
I really like the white.
Yeah, and that one's the Vel. I think it's like leveling up the Vel 46 to 27 or something like that.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah.
one thing I didn't do in this game, I know everyone kind of liked the like progression system. I thought it was so whack because I was
It
like,
was-
I have to use this gun to get this gun, and then this
Oh,
gun,
yeah, that
and then
one
this
was-
gun unlocks me an LMG, which I have to
Yeah.
use to get my SMG.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay,
No,
but
to get this cool red dot sight, you have to unlock it. You have to level up a shotgun. Like
Yeah.
I use the Vaznev. I'm not using a shotgun. I'm not one of those people.
yeah, and I'm not one of the people who goes for any more completionist camos than like gold usually.
No.
I think in 2019 I had a few platinum. I had ARs and SMGs platinums. I think.
Don't have dark matter.
No, no dark matter for me. No,
a
thank
chance.
you. Like that was my thing. Everyone was doing that grind when this game came out, and I just didn't want to. I was like, I picked up the sniper line. Like I think it's like the Bryson line or the
Yeah,
Bison line, and I was just quick scoping with those. I was like, look, they feel good to play with. It starts with the SPR too, which is probably like
it's-
one of the one of the most well like playing guns in this game. Like just in terms of feel, in terms of like movement and everything, it's how you want to play with like a marksman rifle
Yeah.
slash like it's the Car 98 reborn.
Yeah, it's
essentially.
like especially when you're an SMG player as well. It's so like adaptable because like you can sprint with the sniper, and then it has the fast ADS speed too. So like it's very like skill transferable. Like obviously you have to hit your shots, of course, but like the play style is very transferable when you use like an SPR or the Car 98 or something like that.
Yeah, we do see Chris saying here must be a Saints auto ban because like we never really see the hardpoint embassy too often, and that's true. We rarely see it as a starter here. It is usually in that 4th spot because I think the Saints would rather take it to hotel or a silo or fortress or like any of these maps. Really, we've seen them pick hydro before
Yeah, we've seen
during
it,
the
like,
regular season here in the CCL. I
Yeah,
think it was.
like at the same time, like Saints were like kind of stomping at the beginning of
That's
the
true.
season. Like when I remember looking at some at some graphics for like top 25 teams, there were some like 0-3, 0-4 teams that were in the top 25.
Well, and a lot of that's based on like legacy and like which matchups they actually lost,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how close it was, right? There's whole committees behind all of those things. So
And like I'm not taking a shot at them. It was just
Oh,
like
yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
it was just weird to see like, oh, why is this team 0-4 and they're in like 10th?
yeah, that's true actually. Especially considering the CCL is a pretty big league. Like there's definitely a good.
They got a lot.
There's
of
a
people
lot
to
of
go
teams
through.
to choose from if you're trying to make, say, like a top 25 or a top 10 list.
Yeah.
Oh, the Saints were in the lead here, but it looks like Michigan took it back here. Right
I
at
think
the
they
end.
were in the lead for
Yeah.
those first two hard
Majority.
points. We didn't get to see P1. It seems like, realistically though, probably
got
like
5
10
points,
points grabbed the whole
maybe.
time. Yeah. The one that I want to see is who's going to get this cafeteria. I believe it's the next point up here.
Yeah, the kitchen. It's the most difficult hard point to break. If you get locked in, you throw two English Ryan's not that hard. 2 trophy systems down on the point. You have one guy sitting on the oven and one guy sitting in behind the prep table, and you're locked in. You don't lose. But this is also a money hill too. Like there's I think 3 different entrances you can go through, but you can just sit behind these chairs and just wait for them to run in. It's no problem.
Yeah. It's weird. I usually don't see people play the chairs there. I usually see them behind those desks. You get into that like
the concierge desk.
yeah,
or something.
we'll call it that, the concierge desk.
I don't-
There's also the
whatever.
two that like face each
Reception
other.
desk,
You can kind
yeah.
of get in on that like inner area. Yeah, don't worry, Ryan. Your vocabulary is a little more heightened than mine.
Yeah.
Priestley behind you though.
I am older, so it's fine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Wise years.
We try our best to keep everyone
Why is
on their
yours
toes
full?
here.
Like, it's not that much. But yeah, Michigan getting this hard point settled in, but the Saints break it.
They have breaking it actually, but this is something that I've seen happen to the Saints multiple times. Is they've set up on cafeteria here or kitchen, whatever we're gonna end up dubbing it here, and they never have the trophy systems ready.
Yeah.
They've
That's
always burnt their trophy cooldowns earlier hard points, and it always gets flipped on them. I've yet to see the Saints grab a full 60 only because of that trophy system, in my opinion. I think they could hold it for so much longer if they did have those trophies ready and kind of just like on rotation in time.
Yeah, because it's like, I believe the Saints have 3 players that use dead silence,
Yeah, they prefer Deddy over the trophies in a lot
which
of
like
situations.
completely understandable. But when you're like in hard points like these, like obviously if you gun them, all power to you. Like no problem. But like
you
if
need
you're getting
util.
double stunned, double naded, or triple stunned, triple naded, you're not surviving without a trophy system. Because that small room, there's not a chance.
And one thing too is, I wanted to ask you, Ryan, because you might actually know. Are teams forced to run at least one trophy system, or like could they run 4 dead silences if they want to? Similar with ARs and SMGs, could they run like 4 SMGs if they wanted to? Or
If you really wanted to, I do
Yeah.
think you can.
yeah, like I know
it's
it's probably league by league based on
Yeah,
the
like
rules, but
I definitely
assume-
think you can, because I think that's what happened in 2019. Like they ran, like I know that it was a 5v5, but like you can run 5 SMGs if you want, and it's
Yeah.
happened before. It's map dependent for the most part, because like especially for Embassy here, like top and bottom side of the mini maps, like that's AR heaven.
yeah,
But
and
like you can
I
definitely
mean,
run SMGs. if you
Priestley switched to the TAC 56. We talked about that in the break there a little bit. Priestley, past 3 maps, SMG, Vaznevin it up. Comes onto Embassy, longer sight lines, long mid here, even in the buildings. Another map where almost everything is wall bangable. That AR just going to help out a little bit more there for himself. And like you said, changing the pace of play here from Priestley as well. You don't see him, trying to outplay with just movement here. He's more so just trying to play his angles, get his sprays down, and find those shots.
Yeah, Chris was saying in the chat, I think 2 trophies are max, and then it may be different for respawn.
Okay,
SMD.
so it's 2 trophies max, but
Which makes
there's no
sense.
limit if you like didn't even want to run a trophy.
Yeah, I
assuming,
think you
yeah.
can run 4 Deddy if you want. I don't think there's any problems with that.
Yeah, because I do remember there was like a big during like the earlier, or like I guess it was near that first major of like the CDL was like how many trophies are actually going to be run by teams, right? Because
two-piece,
it's a real argument. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
it's
you can ruin
Yeah,
the game.
shut
No more
down
grenades. Yeah.
right?
Yeah, no, shut down cruise missiles at the same time.
Cruise missiles are
which
a
is the
huge
most
one.
bonkers thing.
Yeah, it can just
in the
straight up
world.
shoot down a cruise missile. Your team won't take damage. Like
Yeah,
it'll
so-
blow up before it hits the ground.
So like you literally have to dive bomb your cruise missile into the side of the building,
if you wanted to try and get
and
the
like
kill.
you have to like match
Speaking
the
of cruise
height
missile,
of,
Blaz just found one with a cruise there, but
But yeah, like you have to like hit the side of the building and not go far down enough that the trophy can pick it up. You have to slam it against the wall.
That's
It's
my
it's like I understand, but at the same time, if you're using a field upgrade to nullify my 6 kill streak, I am pissed.
yeah.
And it's happened to me multiple times, and I hate it every single time it happens. Actually drives me nuts.
What is that like a coding thing or is that like I don't think
No,
that's
it's a program thing into the game. They
Well, 'cause
made it
it's-
like that.
but-
because it's a projectile, right? So the trophy system shoots like any kind of
Yeah.
utility or projectile that comes
But-
out. The cruise missile just happens to count, right?
Yeah, but like in real life, I don't think that would.
I mean, well, that's how
Would
you.
it?
That is that not how you would stop like a missile in real
Yeah,
life?
but,
You
like, I
intercept
don't-
But
it.
I feel like it's too
I don't
small.
know. I don't know how. I don't know how
Like, I feel
IRL.
like you need
This is Call
a
of Duty.
bigger-
We do not need to compare.
Yeah, you're right.
I was
you're
gonna
right.
say I don't know how IRL trophies work, but I don't think they work. I don't think they work like that.
Yeah, I don't think that shoots a. Yeah,
Have
they're
you
like,
ever
"Oh,
seen,
nu-
have you ever
guys,
seen,
nukes
like,
are
the
coming.
Iron Dome from in like Israel is really cool
Yeah.
actually. But
No, yeah, it was,
I've
yeah.
just seen like they
It's
have like
actually
the
really
A. I've
interesting.
just seen like
Yeah,
the
it was
AA
just
guns,
one
and they
tiny
just
little trophy system.
it's basically what they are though. They're basically
Well, they're
just
giant, they're
massive
giant,
trophy
yeah.
systems with a lot more computers behind them. But Saints, dude, they're looking good to take this game right now. They're contesting that last point.
yeah.
Is that going to be it on the point?
Bendy
28?
just took.
29, 250.
They didn't even have to
That's it.
roll. Bendy also got a 3-piece on that to secure that.
That's the
That on the
series.
on the P4 too, and yeah, that is the series.
Wow.
That was much more like those past 2 games were just crazy dominant. You got to keep in mind this was the Saints' first series of the day. Yes, they're going to get more warmed up as the maps go on, but they like started reading Michigan like a book, especially in control.
Yeah, and now we don't have any mini scoreboard bugs, so that's nice to see.
Yeah, I think
24 and 14 out of one of the players that
I think
couldn't read
it
that.
might only be control that actually has
That
those
makes
scoreboard
sense.
because it's like round based or so maybe S&D might have the same
S&D
thing,
might
but
be
yeah.
chalk too. But Chris was saying we qualify for LAN LCQ with this win. So
nice.
Hype.
definitely shout out to the Saints. Like that's insane.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, there is still going to be more losers games to come up.
I
though.
do believe
We'll-
there's 1 or 2 more.
yeah, I think it was yesterday they had 3 ahead of them if they kept the run going. So we're gonna have to actually get that update soon. But I assume we're just gonna
Got a
send
thumbs
it
up from
to
a player there.
All right, we take those, but yeah, they had a good series here. I assume we're just gonna send it to a break here, and then we'll come back and update you whether or not we're gonna continue with kind of this style of just more like watch party, more chill here,
Or
or
have
if
an
we
actual cast.
or if we're gonna actually take the game and get back to our typical production. But
It's up
It's
to
been fun.
CCL.
yeah,
They-
it
they make
is
the
up to the
decisions,
CCL. I
not
mean,
us.
it's
We-
their
we
league,
just
right?
take what
So
we get.
yeah, we're just gonna have to see with that. I think we'll just
Yep.
send it to a quick break there. Thanks for joining us for this first series. We'll keep you updated soon.